Gosh, what we got problems. But yeah. It must be in the middle of short. Seven problem. There's nothing much we can do. It's just on their side. But
can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, there's been a few technical problems at the school, Avanti School this morning. They couldn't get a Wi-Fi signal. So there is a delay. If you can bear with us, hopefully we'll connect up with them at some point. Right, shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Linda is at the Avanti School, but as is Hannah, but we have no connectivity with them at the moment. I'm just in liaison with Kevin, who's also there.
Oh gosh. So how are you this morning? On this nice sunny morning.
Very good. It's clouding over here, actually. I don't know what it's like in yours. It's just starting to get very humid at the moment, but.
Oh gosh, yes. Yes, it is rather humid, yes, even around here.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, George.
What's the latest news?
I think it's probably going to be a few more minutes before we get connectivity with the school. I think they've been having problems there, getting connections. So,
yeah. Yes.
I think we just have to be a bit patient if people can bear with us.
I think we'll go on to the Northwood one for the moment. We've got it on partly. The Ark synagogue.
Are you on Northwood? Okay. That's a good idea.
We might come back and be loyal to ours.
How shall I sing of earth and her fullness, when it is God who bade them be? Ashir le yotzer hakol v'na'alei alkol yellow ashira. I shall sing of the one who fashioned, the one who is above them all. God. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
Oh dear.
Oh, you want to go next door? Go next door with your thing. George, go next door. Oh, I'll go next door.
Well, what's happened here? That's the Ark synagogue. You've got to go to the beginning. Yeah, but can I take that one?
Switch it off. I can't switch it off.
I'll take it next door.
What's the gas in?
Okay.
I think we've got both. Hang on.
ישתבח שמך לעד אלוהינו, האל המלך הגדול והקדוש, בשמיים ובארץ. כי לך נאה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, שהושבעך, הלל וזמרה, ברכות והודאות מעתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, הבוחר בשירי זמרה. ברוך הוא את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך. לעולם.
I shall now admit you.
Praise be the one to whom our praise is due. We praise
Praise
you.
the eternal one, to whom our praise is due.
There you go. Hi, Kevin. Can you hear me? You're muted. You're muted. You're muted, Kevin. Hello.
שלום ובורא את הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, יוצר אור ובורא חושך, עושה שלום ובורא את הכל, עושה שלום ובורא.
Can't hear you, Kevin. Hello. Unfortunately, we can't hear you, Kevin. Can't hear anything from you.
Why is Kevin sideways?
He's got a mobile phone, but we can't hear. I don't understand why we can't hear him. He's unmuted now.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can't hear him.
Why don't you demonstrate to him by doing this? Yeah.
I think he could hear us, but we can't hear him.
Oh no.
I think we might have a problem this morning. We'll see how we go. Give it another 10 minutes, and if we're not successful, we might have to abandon ship.
Stephen, why do you look as though you're standing in front of the old shore?
I have a background of a photo of the old.
It's lovely. It's lovely.
Where
is it?
Must bring
In
back some memories.
Oh, they were happy days, you know.
Yep.
Not always, but mostly.
No. Never always. You always remember the good times.
Absolutely. How are your parents at the moment?
They're both okay. Yeah,
Good.
they're both got their ailments, but Dad's 90, due to be 91 in September. Mum's 87, but she's got a few disabilities and hearing problems.
Oh,
So can't move around very much, but they're both okay and together at home at the moment. So
good. Remember me to them, please.
I will do. I'll send your
please
regards.
send
I see you
my love.
most days.
Because they were such a big part of the shore, weren't
Oh yes.
they?
Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Can't hear you, Kevin.
I think you better go and have a coffee, Stephen, really.
Whiskey, I think.
Let's Ivor's yard side. That's why I've changed
Oh,
it.
I wish you long life.
Thank
Cynthia.
you. 26
Cindy.
years, Stephen.
How long?
26
Oh my
years.
goodness me.
Doesn't seem possible, does it?
That's amazing. It's very strange because the reform service next door was working okay, I think, but not us. They couldn't get a Wi-Fi signal there this morning. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Very humid today.
It's horrible, isn't it? I think it's going to break later though, hopefully.
Oh, right.
Can't hear you, Geb. Can't hear a thing. You are silent.
How many people have zoomed in?
I think what we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got about 10 people. I think about 10 people on Zoom, and I think there are about 4 or 5. There aren't that many actually at Avanti School actually today.
Mary's next door, and she's actually listening to ARC service.
Ah, okay.
I hear your daughters are doing well, Stephen.
Yes, one of them's just got engaged and moved to Stanmore.
Oh.
So she's in Glebe Road, which is just around the corner from Sainsbury's, if you know it. And then the other one's yes, doctoring.
Oh,
Working at various hospitals around London. Lives in West Hampstead.
you must be very proud of them.
Yes,
And
no, they're doing very well.
Joe's still in New York?
He's still in New York, yes. Yes, and he's doing all right. He's moved legal firms, but he's still litigating. He's doing litigation as his specialist area. So
Have you retired yet?
not yet. Not yet. I feel it getting closer, but another couple of years probably.
And Danielle's also
Yeah,
working
well,
hard.
yeah, she's an associate professor at UCL.
Marvellous. You must be very proud of them all.
Absolutely. Just to let Alison know, we've got because she joined a bit late, we've got a connection problem today, and at the Avanti school. So you can see Kevin is there, but at the moment we can't hear anything from him, even though he's unmuted, which is odd. So he's on his mobile phone, but the main connection to Avanti school doesn't appear to be working today because the Wi-Fi appears to be down.
Can I ask Alison, how's your mother?
We have to unmute Alison.
Unmute.
She's on okay. She's
Yeah.
her age now, 99.
99, good Lord. No, I tried to phone her, but I couldn't get through.
Oh dear. I'll
Anyway,
tell her that.
Give her our love.
I will. I will. Yes.
When is her 100th birthday?
Next year.
Next year.
Next May.
Good, well, I hope. Please God, she'll do it, yes.
That's lovely. Apparently there's quite a lot of people getting to 100 now.
Mm. No, well, I'm only 92, so I'm a youngster.
Oh. Well, that's a good age. Wow. I just
Lost Kevin again. No, still can't hear Kevin. Wonder if we ought to just start just a short service. I think I need to leave. Tom is filming for YouTube. Oh, so they're doing the service there. I think maybe what we'll do is a very short service on Zoom. Will be my proposal, I think. Trouble is I've left some of my stuff there, Kevin. Yeah, okay. How do you do short service with streaming? I've left some of my stuff there though, Kevin. So maybe what we'll do is a short service and then I'll pop up and collect my stuff. Is everybody happy just to do a short service locally?
Yes.
I'll make it very abbreviated. I'll just get my prayer book. Hang on a moment.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Right. Well, by my reckoning, it's Shabbat morning service number 3 today. And that is on
117.
page 117. Okay, I think we'll jump Matovu and go straight into the next prayer. Everybody's ready? I will start. We thank you, O God, for this new day, for morning sun and evening star, for flowering of tree and flowing of tide, for life-giving rains and cooling breezes, for the changing seasons, for the cycle of growth and decay of life and death. We awake and behold a new day. O God, renew us unto life. Teach us to recognize your presence in creation. Grateful for your gifts, may we dedicate all our powers to your service. I'm going to jump the responsive reading and go on to page 119. Baruch she'amar ha'olam baruch hu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Hamachulol b'fi amo meshuba u'mefo'ah. Lishon chasidav avodo. Bishvachat b'zimrot. Gadlechecha v'namlichecha. Malkeinu yachid chei ha'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai melech mechulal batishbachot. With the coming of day and night, I will enter the covenant of God, and when evening and morning depart, I will recite God's decrees. God Most High, you are my righteousness. You teach me goodness. You are the fountain of knowledge, the dwelling place of holiness, and the summit of glory. Eternal might and majesty are yours. I will choose whatever you teach me, gladly accepting your judgment.
They have two voices.
As soon as I move my hands and feet, I will praise your name. When I go out and when I come in, when I lie down and when I rise up, when I rest on my bed, I will sing your praise and in the company of my friends, I will praise you with the words of my mouth.
I don't know.
And then on to the middle of 121. Yishtabach shimcha la'ad malkeinu ha'el hamelech hagadol hakadosh v'shamayim u'ba'aretz ki lecha na'eh Adonai Eloheinu v'Elokei avotenu she'u shvacha chalel v'zimra barachot v'hoda'ot me'ata v'ad olam baruch ata Adonai habocheh b'shrei zimra. And on to page 135 for the Baruchu. Baruchu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamavorach leolam va'ed. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzei or uvorei choshech Osheish olam uvorei et hakol. Hame'el haaretz v'ladarim alecha v'rachamim uv'tovo m'chadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh b'reishit. Ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai kulam b'chama asita mala'a haaretz kinyanecha. Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shevach ma'aseh yadecha va'al ma'orei or she'asita yifarucha selah. Baruch ata Adonai Yotzeh Hamorot. Great is your love for us, eternal God, and abundant your compassion. Our ancestors trusted in you, and you taught them the laws of life. So be gracious to us and teach us. Incline our hearts to hear your words, to know and understand, to learn and teach, and with love to uphold the truths of your Torah. Enlighten us with your teaching, make us faithful to your commandments, and wholehearted in the love and awe of your name. For in love, you summon us to serve you and proclaim your unity. Baruch atah Adonai habocher ba'amo Yisrael b'ahava. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha b'chol nafshecha v'b'chol ma'odecha. V'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher nochim et tzavach hayom al levavecha. V'shinamtam levanecha v'dibarta bam. V'shoftecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shoftecha u'v'kamecha. U'kashatam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu lototovot b'neinecha. U'chatavtam al muzizot beitecha u'visharecha. And let's now go on to the Amidah, which is at the top of page 140. Adonai safatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai safatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elokei avotenu v'imotenu. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Kanei HaKol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Neihem, L'Ma'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Abraham V'Ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor le'olam Adonai, machayei metim ata, Rav l'Hoshia, mashiv haruach u'morid hageshem, mazriach hashemesh u'morid hatel, machalkel chayim b'chesed, machayei metim b'rachamim rabim, somech noflim v'rofei cholim, u'matir asurim, u'makayem emunato l'shenei afa, mi chamocha ba'al geburot u'mi domelach, melech meimit u'machayei u'matzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'aman atah lachayot meitim, Baruch atah Adonai machayei hameitim. We sanctify your name on earth, as in the prophet's vision, the hosts of heaven sing your praise above. For so it is written, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzavaot, Malach ol haaretz kavodo. God's glory fills the universe. Baruch kavod Adonai mimkomo. From your concealment, majestic one, reveal yourself and rule over us, for you are our hope. Yimloch Adonai leolam, Elohai Zion, ledor vador. Hallelujah. From generation to generation, we will make known your greatness. To the end of time, we will proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O our God, shall never depart from our lips. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. We praise you, eternal one, the holy God. And I wonder if somebody might be willing to read the next prayer at the bottom of page 142. George, you unmute first.
You inspired our ancestors to hallow this day for your service. When upon its coming, we pause to contemplate our life. We learn anew that we do not live by bread alone, but also by the spiritual nourishment we receive when we open ourselves to your influence. We thank you for the Sabbath day and for the opportunity it offers to enhance the quality of our lives. We thank you for its joy and for its peace. May our worship help us to take into our hearts its message of holiness and consecrate all our days by the devotion to what is true, beautiful, and good.
Thank you, George. Let's now go to the top of page 144. Say Adonai Eloheinu ba'amcha Yisrael, u'tefilatam b'hava tekabel, u'tehil ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha. Baruch atah Adonai she'otecha levadecha b'yira na'avod. Modim anachnu lach she'atahu Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu le'olam va'ed. Sur chayenu magen yishenu atahu l'dor vador. Nodeh lecha u'nesaper tilatecha al chayenu hamasurim biadecha va'al nishmotenu hapagudot lach va'al nisecha shebechol imanu va'al niflotecha v'tovotecha shebechol eit erev v'boker v'tzoharayim. Baruch atah Adonai atov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lehodot. And Alison, would you like to read the next prayer in English? Got to unmute though. Bottom of page 144.
Is it grant peace?
Yes.
Grant peace, welfare, blessing, love, grace, love, and mercy to us and to all Israel, your people. As a loving parent, bless us with the light of your presence. For by the light of your presence, eternal God, you have revealed to us the law of life, a law of kindness and righteousness, blessing and mercy, life and peace. For it is good in your sight that your people Israel and all the peoples be blessed at all times with your gift of peace. We praise you, God, source of peace.
Thank you, Alison. Let's now just have a minute of silence. Silent prayer. Oh, say shalom bimromav. Uya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol b'nei Adam. Yahaseh shalom. Yahase Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yahase Shalom, Yahase Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Okay, let's turn to page 481 for our Torah service. There is none like you, Eternal One, among the gods people worship, and there are no deeds like yours. Your sovereignty is everlasting. Your reign endures from age to age. Eternal One, you reign, you have reigned, you will reign forever. Eternal God, give strength to your people. Eternal God, bless your people with peace. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadlul Adonai Eti, Unaromo, Shemo Yachdav. Let us magnify the Eternal One. Together, let us exalt God's name. This Shabbat's Sidra is from Numbers, the book of Numbers, and it's the Sidra of Shalach Lecha, which actually is quite familiar, by coincidence, is quite familiar to me, as it was my bar mitzvah portion when I was a mere 13-year-old youngster. It's purely coincidental that I've ended up taking the service on that particular day. What I'm proposing, I'm not going to try and read it in Hebrew, although because the section actually that we're reading from is slightly different from the one that I read. I read the bit following this. But basically, it's the story of the spies, the 12 spies who go out from Moses' camp to look at the promised land, but bring back bad rather than good reports. Joshua and Caleb, two of them bring back good reports, but the other 10 say there are giants in the land and it's far too dangerous to inhabit. The result of which is that the children of Israel are consigned to wander in the wilderness for a further 40 years. So I'm going to try and sort of share my screen. We're reading the sort of the bit where they're told to go out, not when they come back from the promised land with the bad report, but before they go out. I'm going to try and share my screen now, which hopefully will work. You might have to just bear with me that I get. Can you see on the screen at this point?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Would anybody, maybe Paul or Pat, would you like to read the blessings before and after?
Yep.
You able to do that, Paul or Pat?
Yeah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach.
Baruch
Baruch Adonai le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamavorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Asher b'chabanu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
It's verses 21 to 33 of Numbers, which is the bit towards the end when they come back from the promised land. So I think it is actually the bit that I read for my bar mitzvah. So they went, I'm only going to read the English, as I say. So they went up and spied out the land from the wilderness of Sin to Rechov at Lebot Hamat. And they went up into the Negev and came to Hebron, where lived Achiman, Sheshai, and Talmai, the Anakites. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. And they came to the valley of Eshkol and cut down from there a branch bearing a single cluster of grapes. And they carried it on a pole between two of them. They also took some pomegranates and figs. That place was called the Valley of Eshkol because of the cluster of grapes which the Israelites cut down there. And they returned from spying out the land at the end of 40 days. And they went straight to Moses and Aaron and to the whole Israelite community at Kadesh in the wilderness of Paran. And they reported to them and to the whole assembly and showed them the fruit of the land. I'm just going to read this little section in Hebrew to see how far I can get, see what I remember, and then I'll switch back to English. וישובו מתור הארץ מקץ 40 יום. וילכו ויבואו ואל משה ואל אהרון ואל כל עדת בני ישראל. אל מדבר פרן קדשה. אל מדבר ויבואו ואל משה ואל אהרון כל עדת בני ישראל. אל מדבר פרן קדשה. וישיבו אותם ואת כל העדת וראום את פרי הארץ. ויספרו לו ויאמרו באנו אל הארץ אשר שלחתנו וגם זבת חלב ודבש היא וזה פריה. אפס כי אז העם היושב בארץ והערים בצורות גדולות מאוד וגם ילדי הענק ראיהו שם. עמלק יושב בארץ הנגב והחיתי והיבוסי והאמורי יושב בהר הכנעני, יושב על הים ועל יד הירדן. ויחס כלב את העם אל משה, ויאמר עלה נעלה, וירשנו אותה, כי יכול נוכל לה. והאנשים אשר עלו עמו אמרו, לא נוכל לעלות אל העם, כי חזק הוא ממנו. ויציעו דיבת הארץ אשר תראו אותה אל בני ישראל לאמור, הארץ אשר אבנו בה לתור אותה, ארץ אוכלת ישובה היא. וכל העם אשר ראינו בתוכי, אנשי מידות. ושם ראינו את הנפילים, בני ענק מן הנפילים, ונהי בעינינו, כחגבים וכן חיינו בעיניהם. Not bad after 50 years or whatever, nearly 50 years. And they returned from spying out the land at the end of 40 days, and they went straight to Moses and Aaron and to the whole Israelite community at Kadesh in the wilderness of Paran. And they reported to them and to the whole assembly and showed them the fruit of the land. And this is what they told him. We came to the land where you sent us, and it does indeed flow with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. However, the people who inhabit the land are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw the Anakites there. The Amalekites live in the Negev, the Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites dwell in the mountains. The Canaanites live near the sea and along the Jordan. And Caleb hushed the people before Moses and said, we should go up at once and take possession of the land, for we can surely overcome it. But the men who had gone up with him said, we are not able to go up against those people, for they are stronger than we are. And they spread an evil report of the land which they had spied out among the Israelites, saying, the land through which we have passed and spied out is a land that devours its inhabitants. All the people we saw there are of great stature. And we saw the Nephilim there, the descendants of Anak, come from the Nephilim. We were like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Thank you, Paul. And I just wondered if anybody would be willing to read the Haftarah, which I've got on the screen here. Any volunteers? Pat, maybe? Thank you very much. Do you want to read the blessings as well?
Okay.
Put the screen in.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Pat.
Okay, that's the...
Okay. Yep.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bocha b'nvi'im tovim, v'ratzav v'divreihem ha'ne'amarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai, haboher b'torah, u'v'Moshe avdo, u'v'Yisrael amu, u'v'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. Joshua, son of Nun, secretly sent 2 spies from Shittim, saying, go reconnoiter the region of Jericho. So they went, and they came to the house of a prostitute named Rahab and stayed there. The king of Jericho was told, some of the Israelites have come here tonight to spy out the land. So the king of Jericho sent a message to Rahab. Bring out the men who came to you and entered your house, for they have come to spy out the whole land. The woman, however, had taken the 2 men and hidden them. It's true, she said, the men did come to me, but I didn't know where they were from. And at dusk, when the city gate was about to be closed, the men left. I don't know where they went. Quick, go after them, for you can overtake them. Now, she had taken them up to the roof and hidden them under some stalks of flax, which she had lying on the roof. So the men pursued the spies in the direction of the fords of Jordan. And no sooner had the pursuers gone out than the gate was shut behind them. The spies had not yet gone to sleep when she came up to them on the roof. She said to the men, I know that the Eternal One has given you this country because a great fear of you has fallen upon us, and all the inhabitants of the land are quaking before you. We have heard that the Eternal One dried up the waters of the Sea of Reeds for you when you left Egypt, and what you did to Sihon and Og, the 2 Amorite kings across the Jordan, whom you completely destroyed. When we heard about it, we lost heart, and everyone's courage failed because of you, for the Eternal your God is the only God in the heaven above and on the earth below. Now, since I have shown loyalty to you, swear to me by the Eternal One that you in turn will show loyalty to my family. Give me a reliable sign. What's it?
Right at the top.
That you will spare.
That you will spare the lives of my father and mother, my brothers and sisters, and all who belong to them, and that you will save us from death. The men answered her, our lives are pledged for yours, even to death. If you do not disclose this mission of ours, we will show you true loyalty when the Eternal One gives us the land. She let them down by a rope through the window, for her house was at the outer side of the city wall, and she lived in the actual wall. She said to them, make for the hills, so that the pursuers will not find you. Stay there in hiding for 3 days until the pursuers return, then go on your way. But the men warned her, we will be released from this oath which you have made us take, unless we invade the country. When we invade the country, you tie this length of crimson cord to the window through which you let us down. Bring your father, your mother, your brothers, and all your family together in your house. If anyone ventures outside the doors of your house, their blood will be on their own head, and we shall be clear. But if a hand is laid on anyone who remains in the house with you, their blood will be on our heads. But if you disclose this mission of ours, we shall likewise be released from the oath which you made us take. She replied, let it be as you say. She sent them on their way, and they left. And she tied the crimson cord to the window. They went straight to the hills and stayed there 3 days until the pursuers turned back. And so the pursuers, searching all along the road, didn't find them. Then the 2 men came down again from the hills and forded the river. They came to Joshua, son of Nun, and reported to him all that had happened to them. They said to Joshua, the Eternal One has delivered the whole land into our power. In fact, all the inhabitants of the land are quaking with fear before us. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol ha'alamim, tzadik b'chol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer va'useh, ha'medaber u'mekayem, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al ha'nvi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, lekdusha v'lemnucha, l'chavod u'letifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך. יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת.
Amen.
Amen. And now we come to the various prayers. Again, would anybody like to read the prayer for the royal family and the government?
I will, if you like, Stephen.
Oh, go on, Cindy.
Eternal God, whose dominion embraces the universe, we ask your blessing for our sovereign lady, Queen Elizabeth, and all the royal family. For those who govern our country and all who influence the quality of its national life, make them conscious of their responsibility and teach them to exercise it in accordance with your will. May we all help to fashion in this country a society that excels in freedom and justice, tolerance and compassion, so that it may be a force of righteousness and peace in the life of humanity.
Thanks, Cindy. And one for the community, Alison.
Eternal God, as you blessed our ancestors in generations past, bless now this congregation, its leaders and its members, and all who enter this synagogue to meet and study and to pray. Comfort the foreign hearts among us and heal those in anxiety and pain. May we all find here community and friendship, renewal of purpose and hope, a deeper understanding of our heritage, and a sense of your abiding presence. Bless all congregations of the House of Israel throughout the world, and let those who live under oppressive rule soon be freed. And may we all unite to witness your truth and do your will.
Thank you, Alison. And just going to slot in here a prayer for the people who are not so well at the moment, the sick people who are sick. Vayahi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu shaklala b'cheira refuah shalema u'refuat hanafesh yefruat haguf. And would anybody like to mention anybody they know who is not well and could do with a prayer at the moment?
Sandy Amber.
Yes, I was going to mention Sandy.
Yes, Shirley.
Shirley, wish Shirley well.
Oh, Shirley Ariel.
Yes, wish her well.
Thanks.
Anybody else that we want to mention? Okay, we praise you, O God, and wish all who are sick well, and praise you, the source of healing. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. George, would you like to read the Israel prayer? But don't forget to unmute.
Sorry. Eternal God, our rock and redeemer, grant blessing to the state of Israel, created to fulfill an age-old dream and to be a haven for the oppressed. Inspire its leaders and citizens with faithfulness to aims of its founders, to develop the land for the benefit of all its inhabitants, and to implement their prophetic ideals of liberty and justice. May they live in harmony with one another and in peace with their neighbors, and cause to come true once more the ancient vision that out of Zion shall go forth Torah and the word of God from Jerusalem.
Thank you, George. Let's go on to page 489, top of 489. Behold, a good doctrine has been given you. Do not forsake it. It is a tree of life to those who hold it fast, and all who cling to it find happiness. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. Help us to return to you, O God, then we shall return. Renew our days as in the past. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha Panai tashuva. Chadesh yameinu kekedem. Chadesh yameinu kekedem. I'm not. I haven't prepared a sermon, obviously, today. It was all very last minute, and apologies again for not being able to join the others at Avanti School. I just wanted to say one thing, really, which again takes me back to my bar mitzvah. I was bar mitzvahed by the Rabbi David Goldberg before he moved on, and the one thing I remember from my bar mitzvah portion is there was in the today's Sidra, there's the 10 spies who say no, who he referred to as the sort of don't go in, the sort of half empty, it's too dangerous people. And then there were the two, Joshua and Caleb, the more positive, who took the more positive view that yes, there are risks, but let's go forward. Let's get on with it. And I think I suppose the only thing I would say in today's world where there's lots of negativity about, there are lots of things going wrong. Let's try, despite everything that's going on around us, whether it be in Ukraine, whether it be here with the cost of living and all sorts of other political issues, let's say, let's try and stay positive, because hopefully when we get beyond these more difficult times, there will be better times ahead. So that's all I've really got to say today. I'm not going to do a full sermon because I haven't written one. So perhaps that's just a small thought to think about.
Thank you very much.
It's all right, Alison. Let's turn to page 500, I think it's 520 for the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabayach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula liotso v'reishit, asher sham chekenu leched et shemo, v'gohor aleinu l'hamlich malchuto, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, shehu note shamayim v'yosed haaretz, u'moshev yakaro b'shamayim ima'al, Ushkinatu zo, v'gov hei moromim, hu Eloheinu einot, ein emet malkeinu, kakatu b'toratecha, natata hayom b'shevota, el lavavecha, ki Adonai hu Elohim, b'shamayim ima'al, al haaretz, mitachat einot. And at the bottom of page 521, and it has been said, the Eternal One shall rule over all the earth. On that day, the Eternal God shall be one and known to be one. Bayom hahu yehyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. And on page 523, life is finite. Like a candle, it burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty. Then it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. And this Shabbat, we remember Cindy's husband, Ivy York, whose yahrzeit it is this Shabbat. And Cindy, on behalf of all of us, we wish you long life.
Thank you.
Now, I don't know if there are any other yahrzeits or anybody else we wish to remember who passed away at this time. George?
Yes, I think we should remember Ron Collins.
Yes.
Who was a member of our synagogue and also very much a very generous member who gave much to the synagogue. And he died about 10 days ago in Sri Lanka.
That's right, where he moved some years ago, of course, probably about 10 years ago. I think he must have moved to Sri Lanka. But he always used to regularly tune in, actually, to services on the internet, and we remember him well from that. And also a DVD he did actually on the time he moved from Preston Road to Bessborough Road. He put together a very nice CD, which it's nice to look back on from time to time. The DVD in those days, I think, rather than a CD. But Yes, we wish him and his family long life. Anyone else? Any other yard sites? We do not despair, for we know that we are more than a flickering flame. With our lives, we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and light, of death and light, life. As in our hearts, we name our loved ones. We pray that the divine presence will comfort us and all who mourn. And if you wish to join in with the Kaddish, feel free to unmute. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, ba'alma divarach urutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, b'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'galav isman kariv imru amen. Yehei shemei rabba mavarach le'alam ulmayeh almayah. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ah v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitada v'taleh v'talal shemei dekut shabarichu. Le'ilam kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata, damiram bi'amav imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yal kol b'nei adam, v'imru amen. I don't have any particular announcements this week. You will be able to see on the sort of Choose Mosaic website what the events are. I think there are the standard tea and Torah and the rabbi on the Tuesday night, rabbis on the Tuesday night. So feel free to look, and I think there may be other events. If anybody knows of anything, feel free to announce them now. Obviously, apologies again for not being able to. Oh, George, did you want to say something? No. Just apologies again for not connecting up with Avanti. I particularly feel sympathy for Linda Pace and Hannah Schlesinger, who were due to take the service today and obviously have done some work in that regard. So hopefully we'll get the chance to hear from them again when the technology works. So let's conclude, I think, with a short. George, yeah?
I would like to say,
yes.
I think we should all thank you very much indeed.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Very with this and conducting it so wonderfully.
Thank you.
Very sincerely led service, and we very much appreciate that you've been able to do that.
Well, thanks very much, everyone, for putting up with the improvisation, let's say.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I thought we'd finish maybe with Hine Matov, because that's a nice short, cheerful tune about unity, which I think is very important at the moment as well. So let's do a quick Hine Matov to finish. Hine Matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov umanayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you
Well
so
done.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Long night, Fred.
Bye, Pat and Paul. Hope you're well. Lots of love.
You too.
Yes. I
Here,
wish
everyone.
you long life.
Thank you so much. That's very kind.
Yes,
Hi,
yes.
George. Hope you're well.
Thank you very much. Very nice to see you, Cynthia.
And you too. Give my love to Mary.
Thank you. Yes, she's here. She's on a different iPad.
Okay. I'm on the iPad too. Bye, George. Keep well now. Bye.
Right, shalom, everyone.
All the best.
And we're well in time for your lunch today, George. So you
Yes,
don't have to
that's
rush off.
Yeah. But if we're late, we're told off.
Oh dear.
The lunch actually isn't served probably till another half an hour.
Oh, okay. We've got a bit of time.
Yeah.
All right. Shabbat shalom, everybody, and have a good week.
Shabbat shalom.
I'll end the meeting now. Take care, everyone, and again, apologies for the problems. Bye all.